Picture this. You're walking through a grocery store parking lot. The ground is slightly uneven, and suddenly your leg just gives out. Not a full fall. Not this time. But that terrifying wobble. That split second where your heart jumps into your throat because you realize your legs almost betrayed you. If you're over 70 and that scenario sounds familiar, or if you've been avoiding walks, skipping outings, or gripping handrails like your life depends on it, I need you to stay right here. Because today, I'm going to show you 5 simple, safe leg strengthening exercises that require absolutely no squats, no gym membership, and no getting down on the floor. Just a chair and a few minutes a day. And the difference they can make? It's not small. It's life-changing. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is where we break down the most important health information for adults over 60 in plain, simple language that actually makes sense. Now let's talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention. Leg strength after 70. Here's a fact that might surprise you. After the age of 30, we begin losing muscle mass. It's a slow, gradual process, but once you hit 70, that loss accelerates dramatically. Research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society shows that adults over 70 can lose muscle mass at a rate of nearly 15% per decade. And the muscles that take the biggest hit, the ones in your legs, your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your calves, your hip stabilizers, these are the muscles that keep you standing, that power every single step you take, that catch you when you stumble. And when they weaken, and I mean really weaken, everything changes. Walking becomes harder. Getting out of a chair becomes a project. Climbing stairs feels like climbing a mountain. And the biggest danger of all, falls. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that 1 in 4 Americans over the age of 65 falls every year. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in adults over 65. And the number 1 risk factor for falling? Weak legs. Now here's the good news, and please, let this sink in. Muscle strength can be rebuilt at any age. I'll say that again. You can rebuild leg strength at 70, at 75, at 80, even at 85. Study after study confirms this. Your muscles don't care how old you are. They respond to exercise. Period. But, and this is important, the exercises have to be safe. They have to be appropriate. And for many seniors, traditional squats are simply not a good option. They put excessive pressure on the knees. They demand a level of balance that many older adults don't have. And if done incorrectly, they can cause more harm than good. So today, we're throwing squats out the window. Instead, I'm going to walk you through 5 exercises that physical therapists, geriatric specialists, and senior fitness experts actually recommend. Exercises you can do at home. Exercises that are gentle on your joints but incredibly effective at building the strength you need to walk taller, move with confidence, and dramatically reduce your risk of falling. Let's get into it. Exercise number 1. Seated leg extensions. We're starting here because this exercise is one of the safest, most accessible movements you can do, and it targets one of the most important muscle groups in your entire body. Your quadriceps. Your quadriceps are the large muscles on the front of your thighs. They're the muscles that straighten your knee. Every time you stand up from a chair, every time you walk up a step, every time you catch yourself from stumbling, your quadriceps are doing the heavy lifting. When these muscles weaken, that's when people start struggling to get out of chairs. That's when knees start buckling. That's when walking becomes shuffling. Here's how to do a seated leg extension safely. Sit in a sturdy chair. Not a rocking chair, not a rolling office chair. A solid, stable chair with a firm back. Sit up tall. Feet flat on the floor. Hands resting on the sides of the chair or gently on your thighs. Now, slowly straighten your right leg out in front of you. Extend it until your knee is as straight as you can comfortably make it. Hold it there for 3 to 5 seconds. You should feel the muscle on the front of your thigh tighten and engage. Then slowly, and I mean slowly, lower your foot back to the floor. That's 1 repetition. Do 10 repetitions on your right leg, then switch to your left leg and do 10 more. A few important tips. Don't kick your leg out quickly. This isn't about speed, it's about control. The slower you go, the harder your muscle works and the stronger it gets. Keep your back against the chair. Breathe naturally. Don't hold your breath. And here's a little trick. When your leg is fully extended, try pointing your toes back toward your shin. This engages the quadriceps even more and gives you a better workout without adding any weight or equipment. If this feels too easy after a couple of weeks, and it might, because your muscles adapt, you can add a light ankle weight. Even 1 or 2 pounds makes a noticeable difference. But start without any weight first. Let your body adjust. I want you to think about this exercise as you're getting out of the chair exercise, because that's exactly what it trains you to do. And there are few things more important for independence than being able to stand up on your own. Exercise number 2, standing calf raises. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that when you walk, you push off the ground with the ball of your foot? That push-off, that propulsion that moves you forward, comes almost entirely from your calf muscles. The muscles on the back of your lower legs. When your calves are strong, your steps are firm, purposeful, and stable. When your calves are weak, your steps become flat, shuffling, uncertain, and shuffling is one of the biggest risk factors for tripping. Strong calves also play a critical role in balance. They're constantly making tiny adjustments to keep you upright when you're standing. Think of them as your body's built-in stabilizers. Here's how to do standing calf raises safely. Stand behind a sturdy chair, a kitchen chair works perfectly, and place both hands on the back of the chair for support. Your feet should be about hip-width apart, toes pointing forward. Now, slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet. Lift your heels off the ground as high as you comfortably can. Hold that position for 2 to 3 seconds at the top. Then slowly lower your heels back down to the floor. That's 1 repetition. Aim for 10 to 15 repetitions. This might sound simple, and it is, but don't let that fool you. After a set of 15 calf raises, most people over 70 feel a real burn in those muscles. That burn means the exercise is working. A couple of key pointers. Keep your body straight. Don't lean forward over the chair. The chair is there for balance, not for you to lean on. Rise straight up, like someone is pulling a string from the top of your head, and lower yourself slowly. The lowering phase, what exercise scientists call the eccentric phase, is actually where a lot of the strengthening happens. If you want to make this slightly more challenging over time, try doing the exercise with just 1 hand on the chair instead of 2. This forces your balance muscles to work a little harder, but only do this when you feel completely steady and confident. One more thing. Strong calves improve circulation in your lower legs. If you've ever experienced swelling in your ankles or feet, calf raises can actually help pump blood back up toward your heart. It's a 2-for-1 benefit. Stronger legs and better circulation. Exercise number 3, standing side leg raises. This exercise targets a muscle group that almost nobody talks about, but that is absolutely essential for staying steady on your feet. Your hip abductors. Now, what are hip abductors? They're the muscles on the outside of your hips and upper thighs. Their job is to move your leg out to the side, and more importantly, to stabilize your pelvis when you're standing on one leg. And here's the thing most people don't realize. Every single step you take involves a brief moment of standing on one leg. When your right foot is on the ground and your left foot is swinging forward, you're balancing on one leg. If your hip abductors are weak, your pelvis drops, your body sways, and that's when you feel unsteady. That's when you grab for walls. That's when falls happen. If you're over 60 or caring for an elderly loved one, this information could genuinely be life-saving. Hip abductor weakness is one of the most commonly overlooked causes of poor balance and falls in seniors. Physical therapists screen for it constantly, and the good news is it responds beautifully to a simple exercise. Here's how to do standing side leg raises. Stand behind your sturdy chair again. Both hands on the back for support. Stand tall, feet together. Now, keeping your body upright, don't lean to the side. Slowly lift your right leg straight out to the side. You don't need to lift it high. 6 to 12 inches off the ground is plenty. Keep your toe pointing forward, not up toward the ceiling. Hold the position for 2 seconds at the top. Then slowly lower your leg back down. Do 10 to 15 repetitions on your right side. Then switch to your left side and do 10 to 15 more. The most common mistake people make with this exercise is leaning their body away from the lifting leg. If you're lifting your right leg to the right side, you might naturally lean your upper body to the left. Try not to do this. Keep your torso as straight and centered as possible. This ensures the hip abductor muscles are doing the work, not momentum, not gravity, not your upper body. Let me share a quick story that illustrates why this exercise matters so much. I once spoke with a retired school teacher, lovely woman, 78 years old. She told me she had stopped going to her grandchildren's soccer games because she didn't trust herself walking across the uneven grass. The fear of falling had stolen one of her greatest joys. Her physical therapist started her on a simple program that included side leg raises 3 times a week. Within 6 weeks, she was back on the sideline, cheering louder than anyone. That's what leg strength gives you. It gives you your life back. Exercise number 4, seated marching. This one might sound almost too simple. Marching while sitting in a chair, how can that possibly make a difference? Well, let me explain. Seated marching targets your hip flexors, the muscles at the front of your hips that lift your thighs. These muscles are critical for walking, climbing stairs, and stepping over obstacles. Every time you lift your foot to take a step, your hip flexors fire. Every time you step over a threshold or a curb, your hip flexors engage. When hip flexors weaken, which happens naturally with age, and especially if you spend a lot of time sitting, your feet don't clear the ground as well. You start catching your toes on carpet edges, on door thresholds, on cracks in the sidewalk. These are the trips that lead to devastating falls. Seated marching also gets your heart rate up slightly, which means it doubles as a gentle cardiovascular exercise, and it improves coordination between your left and right sides, which is important for smooth, rhythmic walking. Here's how to do it. Sit in your sturdy chair. Sit up tall, back against the chair, feet flat on the floor. Now, lift your right knee up toward the ceiling, as high as is comfortable, then slowly lower it back down. Then lift your left knee up, then lower it back down. Alternate back and forth, as if you're marching in place while seated. Aim for 20 marches total, 10 on each side. As you get stronger, work up to 40, then 60. The key to making this exercise effective is height and control. Really try to lift that knee up. Don't just barely pick your foot off the floor. The higher you lift, the harder your hip flexors work. And go at a controlled, steady pace. Think of a marching band. Steady, rhythmic, purposeful. Want to make it a little more challenging? Add a pause. When your knee is at the top of the movement, hold it there for 3 seconds before lowering. This isometric hold, that's just a fancy term for holding a muscle in one position, dramatically increases the strengthening effect. You can do seated marching while watching television, while waiting for your morning coffee to brew, while talking on the phone with your daughter. It's that easy to incorporate into your daily routine, and those small, consistent efforts add up to enormous improvements over time. Exercise number 5, standing hamstring curls. We've saved one of the most important exercises for last, and this one targets a muscle group that is chronically weak in most older adults, the hamstrings. Your hamstrings are the muscles on the back of your thighs. They do 2 critical jobs. First, they bend your knee, which is essential for walking, since your knee needs to bend with every step to swing your leg forward. Second, they work together with your quadriceps to stabilize your knee joint. When your hamstrings are weak and your quadriceps are doing all the work alone, you end up with knee pain, knee instability, and an increased risk of injury. Many seniors who complain about bad knees actually have a hamstring weakness problem, not a knee joint problem. Strengthening the hamstrings often reduces knee pain significantly, sometimes even eliminating it entirely. Here's how to do standing hamstring curls. Stand behind your chair, both hands on the back of the chair for balance. Stand tall, feet hip-width apart. Now, slowly bend your right knee, bringing your right heel up toward your buttock. You don't need to touch your heel to your buttock, just bring it up as far as is comfortable. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds at the top, then slowly lower your foot back to the floor. Do 10 to 15 repetitions on your right leg, then switch to your left leg. Here's what to focus on. Keep your thighs parallel to each other. When you bend your knee, your thighs should stay in place. Only your lower leg should move. If your knee is drifting forward or your thigh is swinging, you're using momentum instead of muscle. Slow it down. Control it. Also, stand up straight. Don't lean forward. Don't arch your back. The movement happens only at the knee joint. And just like with seated leg extensions, if this becomes easy over time, you can add a light ankle weight, 1 to 3 pounds, to increase the challenge. But please, start without any weight. Build the foundation first. I want to highlight something here. With these 5 exercises, you've now targeted every major muscle group in your legs. Your quadriceps with seated leg extensions, your calves with calf raises, your hip abductors with side leg raises, your hip flexors with seated marching, and your hamstrings with hamstring curls. That's a complete balanced leg strengthening program, and you haven't done a single squat. Now let's talk about how to put this all together into a simple, realistic routine. Here's what I recommend. Do these 5 exercises 3 times per week, not every day. Your muscles need rest days to recover and rebuild. Monday, Wednesday, Friday works great, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, whatever fits your schedule. Each session should take you about 15 to 20 minutes. That's it, 15 to 20 minutes 3 times a week. That's less than 1 hour per week. And in exchange, you get stronger legs, better balance, more confidence, and a dramatically lower risk of falling. Start with the lower end of repetitions. If I said 10 to 15, start with 10. If that feels manageable after 2 weeks, bump it up to 12, then 15. Progress gradually. There's no rush. This isn't a race. It's a lifelong investment in your independence. And here's something crucial. Warm up first. Before you start the exercises, walk around your house for 2 or 3 minutes. Swing your arms gently. Roll your ankles in circles. Get the blood flowing. Cold muscles don't respond well to exercise. Warm muscles are more flexible, more responsive, and less likely to be strained. If any exercise causes sharp pain, not the healthy burn of a working muscle, but actual sharp stabbing or shooting pain, stop immediately. Pain is your body's alarm system. Respect it. And if the pain persists, see your doctor before continuing. Let me also say this. If you have a specific medical condition, a recent joint replacement, severe arthritis, a neurological condition, or anything that affects your mobility, please consult your doctor or a physical therapist before starting any new exercise program. These exercises are generally safe for most older adults, but your doctor knows your body best. Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to talk about why this really, truly matters. Strong legs aren't just about exercise. They're about freedom. They're about being able to walk to the mailbox without fear. They're about playing with your grandchildren on the floor and being able to get back up. They're about going to a friend's birthday party without worrying whether you can navigate the steps to their front door. They're about keeping your dignity, your independence, and your joy. Every year, 3 million older adults are treated in emergency departments for fall injuries. 300,000 are hospitalized for hip fractures. And tragically, falls are responsible for over 36,000 deaths annually among older Americans. These aren't just statistics. These are mothers, fathers, grandparents, friends, neighbors. And the heartbreaking truth is that many of these falls are preventable. Not all, but many. Because the research is overwhelming and clear, leg strengthening exercises significantly reduce fall risk in older adults. A landmark study published in the British Medical Journal found that exercise programs focusing on balance and leg strength reduced falls in older adults by an average of 23%. Other studies show even greater reductions. 23% fewer falls. Think about what that means across millions of people. Thousands of hip fractures prevented, thousands of hospitalizations avoided, countless lives protected, and it starts with something as simple as sitting in a chair and straightening your leg. Many seniors ignore the early signs of leg weakness. They chalk it up to just getting old. They stop doing the things they love because they assume there's nothing they can do, but that's simply not true. Your body wants to be strong, your muscles are waiting to be challenged, and even small, consistent efforts produce remarkable results. I've seen it happen. Researchers have documented it. Physical therapists witness it every single day. A 75-year-old who could barely stand from a chair, doing these kinds of exercises for 8 weeks, and then standing up like it's nothing. An 80-year-old who hadn't walked around her block in 2 years, rebuilding her leg strength and making that walk again with a smile on her face. That could be you. That could be your parent, your spouse, your friend. Let's quickly recap the 5 exercises. Number 1, seated leg extensions. Straighten your leg while sitting in a chair. Targets your quadriceps, the muscles that get you out of chairs and power every step. Number 2, standing calf raises. Rise up on your toes while holding a chair. Targets your calves, the muscles that give you push-off power and ankle stability. Number 3, standing side leg raises. Lift your leg to the side while holding a chair. Targets your hip abductors, the muscles that keep your pelvis stable and prevent sideways falls. Number 4, seated marching. Lift your knees alternately while sitting. Targets your hip flexors, the muscles that lift your feet and help you clear obstacles. Number 5, standing hamstring curls. Bend your knee and lift your heel behind you while holding a chair. Targets your hamstrings, the muscles that stabilize your knees and complete the strength picture. 5 exercises, no squats, no gym, no getting down on the floor, just a chair, a little bit of time, and the decision to invest in yourself. I want to leave you with this thought. You have spent decades taking care of other people, raising children, building careers, supporting families, being there for everyone around you. Now it's time to take care of yourself, not because you're fragile, not because you're broken, but because you deserve to move through this world with strength, confidence, and freedom. Your legs carried you through your entire life. Now it's time to give them a little love in return. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Pick one exercise from this list. Just one. Do 10 repetitions, and then do it again the day after tomorrow, and then again. Build the habit, build the strength, build the confidence. If this video helped you, I'm asking you to do 3 things for me. First, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I put out new videos every week focused on helping seniors live healthier, stronger, longer lives. Second, share this video with someone you love. A parent, a spouse, a friend, a neighbor. If they're over 70, this information could change their life or even save it. And third, drop a comment below. Tell me which exercise you're going to try first, or tell me about your experience with leg weakness, or just say hello. I read every single comment, and this community we're building here means the world to me. You are stronger than you think, and your best days, they're not behind you. They're right in front of you, one step at a time. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.